YouTube, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another great video. Now, usually this kind of video is a video that you would put out at the start of your channel, or how some people seem to be setting the trend when they first start out their YouTube channel. Now, I have been doing this content creation, as you guys may have heard from TikTok, or may have heard from Instagram, or may have heard from my old past live streams and VODs on Twitch. And we've been doing this now for about 3.5 years. Approaching the 4th year, and I wanted to make a video, and it's almost done being uploaded. I have to email it to myself and upload it to my OneDrive, and then add this intro to it. So a lot of editing. This video is gonna be an excellent video. This is gonna be one of those videos that really, like I said, you would put out at the beginning of your YouTube to really set the grounds for who you are, what you stand for, kind of letting the community and the people who find your channel know, and see that growth first video to see where you have grown to, and letting yourself know, making a promise to yourself. So this is kind of all that in one video. Really excited for this. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. I think this video is gonna be really great because it's really just going to explain the process of everything. Everyone has their own story, and everyone's story is very unique to themselves. As far as just the growth and the process, learning to do thumbnails, making our own beats, editing, how I edit, what got me into gaming, and why I chose gaming, and why I continue to pursue content creation, and just the growth and all the people that I've met along the way, and all the people we're going to work with and meet in the future. I really think you guys are going to enjoy this video. Please do me a favor, drop a like on it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about it. Definitely want to hear some feedback, and I am excited to hear more along the journey of your guys' own stories. Again, those people that we work with in the future who are content creators from other platforms, or just people we run into and possibly have inspired to chase their own dreams outside of being a YouTuber, or content creator, or even a streamer, once they watch this video or feel like they could really relate to this video. I really appreciate the love and support you guys have been showing me this last 3.5 years, and I only hope to bring more great personality to the channel, more skills obviously to our gaming, and applying more flair, but really building the professional side of things, and really being able to grow the channel to grow to the monetization value. That way we can get partnered, and that way I can really continue to put more full-time career-driven passion that I have for YouTube and being a content creator and just gaming in general. And I'm so excited for the future to come. And again, just thank you guys again so much love, support. I'll see you guys in the next live, in the next video, in the next Instagram story update, in the next TikTok post. Until then, as always, stay safe. Peace. Now, hopefully this freaking mic works, you know what I mean? In the beginning, the process or the journey, people who try to snap me out of it and were like, hey, this may not be for you, you may not be growing at the right direction or anything like that. It wasn't something that I intended to do at first. Honestly, when I was younger growing up, I didn't want to do gaming. I really wanted to be a cowboy and was going to pursue being a chef, and I was a chef for years, and it was really a close second. It was something that was there, but no matter what, I was getting out at 1 o'clock in the morning in the kitchen and going home and playing video games. I wanted this to be something. I just didn't know how I was going to turn it into a job. And it's not like you could just be go on Indeed.com and apply for hey, I want to be a YouTuber. You really have to create you're creating your own job out of thin air. I didn't always want to start with gaming and YouTube and doing content creating. I think what really helped with that was when I was younger and my grandmother used to babysit us, because my parents were kind of going through an early divorce when we were younger. So I played a lot of Nintendo 64 with my grandmother, and her favorite game was Zelda. And there were some levels to Zelda and Parachute Man that she couldn't beat in the Donkey Kong Jungle game with Donkey Kong Jr. I forgot the name. After she passed away, and we decided to get some more gaming stuff for the house, and at the time I lived with my stepdad and my step-siblings. We just played a lot of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I remember growing up and just playing a lot of PlayStation 1. It was either gaming or outside a little bit playing some sport. And gaming really pulled everyone in the family together when PlayStation 2 came out and the GameCube came out. I remember playing Mario Kart, Mario Party with my family, and playing a lot of Gran Turismo growing up. And it wasn't until, I would say, middle school that the process really started when I found Call of Duty. Call of Duty World at War was the first Call of Duty that I ever jumped on with my friends. They said, hey, you know, we have this game, you should really come in and check it out. So one day after school, it was the #1 game I was obsessed with, and I was all about it. At the time, we couldn't afford it. We didn't have the means to, like, you know, get the consoles. So we were always a couple consoles and generations behind. So I would always stay, and I always asked to stay at my friend's house and stay over there. I remember, like, one summer I disappeared for like the whole summer up the street, just stayed at my friend's house because I couldn't get enough of Call of Duty. Prior to that, it was like a little bit of Halo and Halo 2 on the Xbox original, and we tried and begged our dad to get Xbox Live, but we couldn't afford it. Towards my freshman year of high school, we ended up getting a PlayStation 3. I remember getting Modern Warfare 3. I remember being able to play it nonstop, and to the point to where, like, my parents had to turn off the internet. Like, they were forcing me to go to bed. Like, my grades were failing, and told me if I didn't pay attention in school this year, they would take away the internet, they would take away the video games. I mean, I even had a girlfriend in high school who was like, dude, I'm gonna break up with you because all you're doing is playing video games. Video games have always been there for my family, myself, just everyone, all my friends around me. We decided to do video games, and it was the one thing that no matter where I was, I would always fall back on. It was always there. Always looking up to some of the gamers that once I started, like, figuring out, like, wow, there's a whole pro setting for this, there's all these things. I wanted to go competitions. We couldn't afford to take me to competitions at the time, couldn't afford any of those things. So I always just kind of watched the competitions, and I swore to my parents, like, I'm gonna play this for, like, I'm gonna do video gaming and get paid to play video games. 3 years ago now, I decided to do my first ever live streaming on PlayStation. I had gotten injured from a previous job. It turned into a pretty good, like, lawyers had to get involved and things like that. I ended up not being able to work, and I had a back injury, so gaming was there. I turned to gaming again, and I ended up pursuing content for the first time, really with a goal, like, I just want to go live, and I thought that was it. It's like, okay, I'll just go live, and I'll turn this into a job, like, gaming's there, and I'll make that, like, my investment.
Temperatures down.
2013 to 2016, I kind of fell off of gaming and started working more. I was living on the East Coast, came back from the East Coast, and in 2018, 2019 is when I fully decided to let's jump into this. Let's come back from this. I was a pretty competitive player, still am very competitive. Jumping into Twitch, meeting all the friends that I met, and just them, like, having, you know, each year it just seemed like I met more and more people who were competitive, and I kept growing and growing and getting into that competitive nature. Ended up settling with a group of people, individuals, played for XGen for a little bit, and I didn't really know what, you know, growing organization. So it was a huge organization. It was really humbling to be a part of that and to grow with that and to be in that, you know, group of gamers who are taking it to the next level, because it's something that I've always wanted. Whatever can get me close as possible to competition. You know, I had always been an athletic person.
Oh, good shit, Chef. Oh, Chef serving up some hot shit.
And so just reaching that peak level. This last year was the year that I decided to pursue YouTube full time. Everything changed. I wanted to continue to play with my friends and grow with my friends, but it wasn't like, you know, I wouldn't say they were holding me back. It was just more so I wanted to continue to grow and see what else was out there and see those experiences, and I had to go and learn that for myself. Setting up Twitch, you know, watching those videos like everyone else does, investing in my first gaming PC was like $400 off of Amazon, and just, like, investing as much as I could but as little as I could, because I didn't know, you know, how much it would take, and I also didn't want to throw a bunch of money at something I wasn't fully involved in, or didn't have the resources or the know-how or the people that were going to connect me to the right people or places. After doing my first couple live streams, I had a lot of support from my friends. Shout out to them at the time. All the people along the way, you know, such great influences, and learning from them. They supported me, and I reached affiliate within 3 months, which is pretty normal, I think, on Twitch.
Holy shit. Dude, we fucking hit it. It really means a lot to me, guys. It really does. 2.4 to 3 in 1 day is amazing. It is. And I only got that because you guys were in here sharing and had my back and found me entertaining and wanted to be in here and watch me play.
After streaming on Twitch, I wanted to continue to grow. There was just something missing. I kind of felt like I wanted to do more. At the time, my platform was being used for other people instead of myself, and I wasn't really having much of a say.
I had a lot of coaching going on. I didn't have a lot of my own kind of, I want to take time to do my thing. So I took a little bit of a hiatus and I took a break, and I was really just trying to figure things out and, you know, where my next step was. It's hard to kind of figure out what you want to do, and you're trying to make money, and you're also trying to like not make it about the money and chase this dream and not oversaturate, you know, just turning it into a job. Otherwise you're not ever going to love it again and you're not going to have fun with it. When I decided to delete everything off of YouTube, I had a lot of 17-hour live streams just going live for my PlayStation 4, and the only camera I could afford at the time before I like fully invested. It was like a $40 camera from GameStop. Didn't really know what I was doing. You could go live from YouTube, and so, or from your PlayStation to YouTube. So I was doing a lot of like 17-hour live streams, just straight. And who I was with at the time, like I just kept ignoring that person. I wasn't paying attention to anything, and I was just constant gaming, because that's what it really took. You know, you want to get better, you have to be nonstop on the game, but you have to be watching your VODs. And I was going back and watching these, but a lot of it, like I couldn't. There's a lot of like bad things being said. There was music being played, so I couldn't monetize all that. And then it became about, okay, what am I gonna do? And I fully took a break. What I thought I wanted to do at the time was go pro. I figured like the only way that you're gonna make it was going pro. I ended up joining an esports organization. Though my time with them was pretty short, I had a pretty good understanding of what it took. Not that I couldn't compete in that atmosphere or that environment, it just wasn't for me, and I felt like I was taking up a bench seat or even a roster for a lot of effort that this growing team and organization, the owners, were investing in, and these younger kids coming out of college had a real shot at. So I decided to step away from that and really just focus on myself and the bigger goal, which was to be a YouTuber, a content creator. After leaving that team, it really set on me that like, okay, I don't have to be completely going pro and only focus on like competitive tournaments to make it in what I want to do. You know, if I want, you know, Iron Chef Mike to stand for something, and I do, then I know that I have to figure out what that is, and then just attack that as much as possible from many different angles and try so many different things. Today on the channel, what you see is the last like 3.5, almost 4 years now, to just chasing that, learning that, all the editing, all the adjustments, and this last year. So leaving Twitch fully, that was really difficult because I had a lot of friends there and I had a community that actually cared. Going from Twitch and moving over to YouTube was a rough transition. Like I said, I had to delete everything and rebrand who I was in Iron Chef Mike to begin with. In doing that, it took a lot, figuring out, you know, who am I gonna grow this brand with, or how am I even gonna do this if I don't have support, which I felt like at the time I burnt so many bridges. You know, I kind of stopped talking to my friends so that way I can just figure out what it is I want to do. Stopped talking to a lot of family, and all of my relationships, like everywhere around me, just started to kind of sink. So I was like, okay, I need to really figure this out. It was a transition in itself, learning to like camera angles, learning how to set up things, learning how to plug in through, like if you're going to use XSplit or Streamlabs, like you learn all this as you go.
YouTube, what's going on? Iron Chef Mike here. It's 1:19. I just finished the edit. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. So incredibly exhausted. If you guys enjoyed this video was aggravating. There was a lot of things going on. We lost power here. I lost hours of clips, not including dealing with complications. My editing software, it had to be uninstalled and reinstalled 3 times. All I ask that you watch this video, drop a like, turn on post notifications after you smash that subscribe button. We are at 95 subscribers, almost to 100. Tell a friend, recommend it to the channel. I love you all. Thank you for your support.
Just the journey itself has been a humbling and amazing ride. Everyone who has stayed interested, and everyone who kind of subscribes to the channel, it's something not only now that I want to accomplish, not just to tell my parents like, hey, I did it, like I'm making money playing video games, but it's more than that. You know, it's like being a content creator, spending like 70 hours, 80 hours a week at the time when I wasn't working, like just fully putting into this, and I was in such a rush that I was like kind of putting out not crap content, but content that obviously, like now looking back on, I can go like, okay, I could edit that better, or I could do that better. What really made me just snap out of it and go, okay, this is going to be how we're going to address the channel, we're going to have a more professional standard towards things, was when the person I was with at the time like supported me all the way since the start. We both kind of decided like, hey, this isn't gonna really work right now. Like I was neglecting a lot of responsibilities on my end, and I needed to, at the time I was not focusing on my health, recovering and learning how to walk, which I should have been doing. Instead I was just like crawling upstairs if I was in so much back pain and not resting, because I was trying so hard just to prove that I could make this and turn this into an actual job or earn some sort of monetization from it, because I was in such a struggle point at that time in my life. Making beats now on the channel so that way we don't get copywritten, learning how to do thumbnails, because I said I was never going to do thumbnails. There was a whole lot of things that I didn't know how to do that I just jumped into. Finally investing into a decent gaming PC as well, and not a $400 one off of Amazon. That's what really helped and set everything apart. After going back and forth between YouTube to Twitch and then back to YouTube, it's a lot to continue to post off Instagram, do all the editing, post to TikTok, do all the editing, do 9, 10, 11 hour live streams. Going for dark matter, that was one of the most difficult things for Call of Duty Cold War for me, because I was trying just to prove that like I could be one of those contenders, one of those content creators that people can be entertained by, but also could prove to myself and do it, because there had been a point to where like, okay, you have to do more than just go live. You have to really bring that entertainment factor to it. And for a minute there, it was very difficult to kind of separate the scarceness in the back of my mind of like, okay, I really need to somehow turn this into something to where I can get monetized or have a monetization value out of it in order to continue to do this. Otherwise, I'm gonna, like, my dreams can be gone. I'm gonna have to go back to work. Knowing that that wasn't the case, that if this is what you want to do, there's gonna be a lot of sacrifice that goes into it. There has been a bunch of sacrifice already, and the reason for that is because you're giving a lot of your life to something that you may not know. Just like with anything, it's like you have to continue to build this craft, that hobby, and a lot of people limit themselves because either they can't do it or there's other things that get in the way, like other hardships that just make people want to stop. And this has definitely been a road. This journey has been a process, and it has not been easy. Huge thank you to my friends, my family that have supported me along the way. The people who helped me along the way or inspired me along the way, like those that should know, like, thank you 100%. I wouldn't be here without those influences, whether it's a learning situation or still in my life helping me now. Thank you. Thank you for the things that all the content creators do. From if you're a streamer with 5 viewers to a streamer with 50,000 or 500,000, like every day you decide to go live and make content and content that betters the community. Like, thank you guys. It makes it so much easier to continue to do that, knowing that there's a whole community of people trying to do it and go through it and continue to set the bar and raise the bar, to continue to partner with and collab with other content creators as we grow the channel, and learning more about editing as I already have, and learning to do my own thumbnails as I've already been doing, and getting better at that, and being a lot more friendlier with the camera and not being so uncomfortable with things, and just not really caring, because you got one life, you got to live it for you.